Hey, welcome to part 2 of my episode with Wordplay the Flyest MC, where we talk about our 5 most influential hip-hop albums of all time. I still have my cat Chloe here from last week, who is deciding to make this a little difficult, but look at how cute she is. So my man Wordplay the Flyest MC, as I talked about last week, he is the man. We should be in San Antonio 420 weekend doing some performances with Concept in San Antonio and Austin, so check those out. And yeah, enjoy this episode where we talk about the second half of our top 5 most influential albums. Follow Soma79 on social media everywhere, especially Instagram. Go to my Bandcamp, soma79.bandcamp.com, and check out some of the albums that I have for release. There is more coming this year. Got some collabs with Young Hump from Digital Underground, Word Burglar, I believe, a couple others that I still got in the works. So stay tuned for all that, and I will talk to you. Have a good one. Peace.
I just aim, score, and celebrate. Elevate, electric, but money is what I generate. Illustrate, do nothing but draw. It's like I meditate, cause I be closing both of my eyes in all these different states. Intimidate, man, all these rappers about to know why you eliminate. Some of your dudes gon' have to go. Was the class clown, but now ain't no longer a joke. I'm like Nicola, the joke about to be one of them ghosts. Man, I'm too slick, yo, chill.
That's crazy.
Old as fuck. All right, is it my turn or your turn?
That is
right?
it's yeah.
All right. What am I gonna go with here? All right, I'm gonna skip a little further ahead and we'll go back again. But it was hard to pick one MF Doom album, but ultimately it wasn't, because this is the fucking one. Danger Doom. This is the Doom. This is, a lot of people want to shit on this album, and I can tell you right now, those people can fucking fuck themselves, because this album is absolutely amazing. This is the album that Doom did with Adult Swim, where he sampled a lot of like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and there's some Family Guy in there, and my personal favorite, Space Ghost. I'm actually getting a tattoo in a few weeks of Space Ghost wearing this mask right on the front of my shin. So by the time this episode's out, I should have that tattoo, unless something happens. But this album blew me away. And like, there was a lot of time in hip hop where you, like I said before, like, even though Digital Underground, when I in the early 90s, showed me you could do anything in hip hop, that wasn't always true, because they were not popular for most of the 90s, and they were replaced by people like, they had their moment. They're replaced by the Tupacs and, like, you know, the harder edge stuff. And then it was a long time before there was mainstream stuff that was kind of goofy. And to have someone like MF Doom, who wasn't mainstream, but him and Adult Swim working together, sort of became mainstream. Like, even though neither of them really were together Adult Swim probably more so, together for a moment, that became a little bigger. And this album broke through a little bit, and I fucking loved it. It's cartoons. It's an amazing Ghostface Killer track. There's a parent. I mean, the Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I could listen to Master Shake fucking read the phone book, man. Like that. Whoever does that voice is fucking amazing. But yeah.
Oh.
So do you have any connection to this album? Or
So I've actually never listened to this album before.
It's so good,
And
especially if you like cartoons.
I love MF Doom. Like he had because he had like several kind of like duos, right? Like he had like
And this was him. It's MF Doom and Danger Mouse. I didn't mention Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
Danger Mouse, yeah.
And he had another one with was it
Madlib,
Madlib, yeah.
Then
So
I was more
into like the Madlib stuff.
Yeah.
I've actually never got to this one, so but I love MF Doom. I feel like he's one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
And I would say almost anybody too. Most Doom fans saying this would be in the comments saying I should be talking about Mad Villainy. And yes, probably. But Mad Villainy took me a little while to get into. This personally, the moment I heard it, I was like, this is my shit. Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
Well, I feel like people are gonna be upset about me not listening to this album when everyone is just like, bro, you remind me of MF Doom, bro. And I was just like, oh shit. Bet.
No, but hey, man, at least you didn't get there by you know, fucking listening to him. Like,
I mean, I've always like listened to him, but I just never got to the because I ain't gonna lie, bro. When the Danger Doom thing came out and they were like, oh, he's doing a song with like Danger Mouse and stuff. Like, I thought this was like an EDM album for some reason. Like that's why I was like, oh, I don't want to
Because
listen
it's
to
funny
fucking
because
MF
Danger
Doom.
Mouse, like in Dead Mouse, I think it's very easy to confuse
Yeah, that's what I
those
think
two.
that's what I had in mind. And I was just like, I don't want to listen to MF Doom on fucking doing it like a Skrillex ass like
Yeah.
album.
I
And I
remember
think that's why I
listening to Dead
never
Mouse on the Joe Rogan podcast, like in like 2006 or something around then, and maybe even later. But Dead Mouse was getting drunker and drunker, and Joe was just having nothing. And basically, by the end, was just like almost like kicking him out because he's getting so obnoxious. But
Oh, does he take off the thing?
I don't know. This was so long ago. I haven't listened to Joe
Oh,
Rogan in like a decade. But like, I think he had it off. Yeah, but this is
because I've
before
never seen his
he
face
even did
before.
video. It was only audio back then.
Oh, damn.
How
I
fucking
bet.
old I am. But yeah, this record, like, it's just it's this is another reminder for me that you can be whatever you want in hip hop. Like, and I'm sure for you too with wearing the mask, like it's
Yeah.
like yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Just do it right,
Yeah, I mean, like to get to a different conversation, like I do feel like you could do whatever you want, but you gotta have like the principles there.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be making real shit. Like you can't just be like, I mean, I guess you can be
But no one's
like
gonna
kind
give a
of,
fuck.
yeah, but like yeah, like if you really want to like have both sides, like the respect factor and still be like kind of weird, you gotta have like, your basic stuff in there and like
Oh
all that
yeah,
shit.
yeah. You
Yeah.
can't like because it's like you can't be a fake ODB. It's
Yeah.
like because that's part of it. It's like you have to actually be kind of weird if you want to rap kind of weird. I think
Yeah.
that's it's just
Yeah.
more of whether you're willing to let it out or not to some degree because it's like it's a hard thing to fake. I can't imagine some like strange some like Martin Scarelli banker dude just being like I'm gonna turn into an MF Doom. you know
Yeah, fundamentals was the word I was thinking of.
yes.
I'm wordplay and I'm like, oh, words.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned that.
Like,
Maybe think about something about 50 Cent. I always thought 50 Cent got his name, and at the time I was really into lyricism, and I always thought that there was a term called 50 Cent words, like basically like, oh, that's a real 50 Cent word, meaning it's a big word. That's where I
yeah,
thought he got his name from, and I thought he was because he was like, yo, I use. And this is before I'd only heard like how to rob and stuff, and I was like, oh, this dude's a real lyricist but I didn't realize he was named after a drug dealer.
yeah, yeah.
And so that to me was like that was like it's my disappointment with 50 Cent is basically tied up in that one misunderstanding that I just totally had my wrong expectations of what he was going to be.
That's funny.
Yeah, fucking blame me. But
Raz, my turn.
yeah, go for it.
All right. Oh, damn. So this part I don't have an order. Let's see, which one am I gonna bring up? I don't think okay. So I bet this next album is my favorite rapper of all time. It's literally what I base everything off of right now. But even though this is not my favorite album of his, I feel like it's the most influential for me. Is the Carter 3, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is just the GOAT to me, bro. Like he is my favorite rapper. I feel like the Carter 3 was the best songwriting he's ever done. And I mean, I'm a Carter 2 guy, but the Carter 3 was the one that like everyone was like, okay, this is Wayne. Like he here. Like he doing his shit. And I don't know, maybe I'm gonna change it because now I'm like it's Carter 2.
I
Carter 2 was because like nah because okay, I mean there's a difference between like my favorite album and the most influential. I feel like the Carter 3 influenced the wordplay that I now am famous for. Like Lil Wayne had like massive entendres, like entendre over entendre, like triple entendre. Like I was just like fucking like, damn, this motherfucker's smart as hell, and he's not writing this shit. Like he just goes in there and just like,
yeah.
I'm gonna say all this smart shit, and I'm like, the fuck, like it was another type of lyricism that I found like, because Eminem he was doing more like metaphors in between like the multisyllabic shit.
Yeah.
But Wayne, he was not doing the multisyllabic shit. He was just like doing these double meanings, triple meanings, and I was just like, holy shit. you can like be lyrical without rapping like fast and shit. Like it was just crazy to me. Like so a lot of my style comes from Wayne, like the double entendres and like a lot of like I was always a big fan of battle rap, and a lot of battle rap is kind of in the style of Wayne's lyrics and a lot of these mixtapes and albums. So yeah, I don't know. The Carter
I've
3,
I've never heard Carter 3.
it's good. I feel like it'd be kind of weird for you.
Well, that's a
Like
funny thing because like so I came from a generation too that also thought Lil Wayne sucked, and I realized a few years ago that he
yeah,
didn't. Because I remember hearing like I remember at one point Royce the 5'9" talked about his top five MCs, and Lil Wayne was on it, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, I'm
bro,
guessing either I'm wrong about Lil Wayne or Royce the 5'9" is wrong about Lil Wayne, and I'm betting it's me that's wrong. And that's when I went back and reevaluated. I'm like, oh, this dude's actually fucking dope. I don't know why I
bro,
thought.
I was there, bro. I was a Lil Wayne fan, and it was the cool time to hate on Wayne. And I never understood it because I was like, yo, this guy's really rapping. And everyone was like, yo, fuck Lil Wayne, overrated, overrated, overrated. I'm like, and I would ask them, be like, what makes him overrated? He's like, he doesn't rap like Eminem. And I'm like, bruh. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, I just feel like Wayne was actually ahead of his time, to be honest. Like, people
yeah,
didn't get
you're
it
right.
at that time. Like, they just did not get it. You had to rap like, debba 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 debba. Like, you had to like have that style, or you had to have like a catchy like pop hook. The
Yep.
Wayne was just like, I'm gonna
He
rap
was like an
about,
alien. He like
yeah.
he didn't look like a rapper. The guy had an Adam's apple that looked like he could cut glass. Like he was a skateboarder. Like he wasn't like the I don't know. He wasn't what the typical rap star was supposed to look like. But it
I
didn't
mean,
matter.
and I also feel like coming from the South
Yeah,
also was a factor because at the time I remember being like, oh, Southern guys are not,
not
they're
lyrical.
not,
That was the
yeah, they're
thing.
not lyrical. They're kind of they rap about syrup and shit,
Yeah, yeah.
like all that bullshit. And I was always
Except
like,
for
yo,
Outkast.
Wayne,
That's everybody was like, except for Outkast. Because Outkast
yeah, yeah,
was the
Outcast,
South's Tribe Called Quest. 'Cause Tribe Called Quest was the one hip hop group that like white people thought it was okay back then to say they liked. I remember getting into an
yeah.
argument with some girl at a party because she's like, Tribe Called Quest isn't hip hop because I don't like hip hop. I'm like, God fucking damn it. I was just like, I'm like, there's MCs, there's yeah, but I don't want whatever. But like, and that's what Outkast kind of became. But yeah, you're a little win.
Yeah, I feel like Outkast and Scarface were like the accepted
Yeah,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I feel like in the 2000s, Ludacris got popping, but like Ludacris was rapping in that like rapid style, so that's why it was accepted so much.
Yeah.
But like it took a
Atlanta's funny.
while.
Like Atlanta doesn't feel the same South as like a lot of other
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
It's
true.
like because it's like I don't know, maybe it's because they got the big airport hub, but it's like all the rappers are like it's like they're different, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, bro. I never got the Wayne hate, bro. Like I just and now it's crazy because like a lot of people that um that listen like now are like, oh shit, he was really rapping.
Yeah,
Like he was like, oh, like a lot of people that hated Wayne, like growing up that I know, they were just like, bro, you were right. Okay. I
yeah,
see it now. And yeah, especially bro, you gotta listen to mixtapes, bro. Like Lil Wayne mixtapes, dedications, I am not no ceilings. Like, bro, he made Jay-Z jealous.
I
Like
go,
he took
because I had the same conversation with Concept a few years ago, and he told me what to listen to, and I put it on my headphones, one on my bike, and I got back, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, this is fucking dope. But then I didn't go back and ever
bro,
listen to it again. But like I
yeah,
definitely like I listened to a bunch of stuff that he told me to, and I was like, yeah, I like this. But it was like almost too late to become emotionally attached. It was like I just admitted, yeah, this
yeah.
is really good, and then I just moved on with my day. But
And
I'll
like
go back and give it a shot.
2006, 2007 Wayne, like he was like snagging people's beats and just rapping over them. Bro, he had rappers mad, bro. Like they were like, "Damn, you just killed my shit." And
Yeah,
like, yeah, he's to me he's the GOAT and he's the reason why like I kind of struck like I feel like what like me, I'm like a combination of all the artists that I've
yeah,
mentioned so far, but like Wayne and M heavy. Like I kind of just like all right, I'm gonna do that. Like,
yeah.
boom. And let's see how this goes. But yeah, like Wayne is the GOAT to me. And Hopefully he might do the Super Bowl next year. So I need Super Bowl tickets. So if anyone wants to donate, like I need to go to a Wayne show. I've never been. He actually went to Anchorage to like a few years ago, but I wasn't old enough to go to the concert, and that
Yeah.
just killed me, bro. I was like,
How old?
"Are you serious?"
Where? How old would he have to be like to go see Lil Wayne? I mean, wouldn't he be playing like a stadium
Like,
or something? Or
I think you had to be 21. I was like 19.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I was like, "Are
It's
you
like I'm
serious?"
sorry if you're out in Anchorage, you should be able to take everybody because there ain't a lot of people. Like literally fill that stadium. Like,
Bro,
don't be
bro,
turning away people.
I was about to pay like over the price. I was like, yo, I'll double the like,
Yeah,
come on, bro. Like, please. Like,
I know.
but yeah, they weren't having it, and I was just like,
It
shit.
sucks.
But hopefully it'll be a full circle moment. Maybe I'll see a Wayne show soon. So
Yeah.
a dream.
Is he still like really active rapping or because I don't
Oh shit, yeah. He's fucking dude, this motherfucker drops like a song like every like 2 weeks. Like he is
he's just enjoying life.
yeah, have you heard that he like passed Elvis Presley the most charted songs on the
Oh
Billboard?
shit.
Yeah, like he has the most songs that's ever like charted on the Billboard. I mean, they're not all number one, but like,
Right. Well, didn't Drake
but
pass either Elvis or Michael Jackson for something like that sometime soon too, recently?
oh yeah, Drake too. Drake, yeah, I mean Drake's Drake. So like, yeah, but
I
to me,
heard
Wayne
like
is the GOAT.
up
That's
until
my
like
GOAT.
3 years ago, the only Drake or Lil Wayne song I knew was that Forever song with like Kanye and Eminem.
Oh, with
Like,
Eminem.
yeah. Because like it's
You
funny,
gotta do deep dive.
like so like even the other day, so I was because I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but my girlfriend's like, "Well, you gonna watch Usher?" I'm like, "I don't know any Usher songs." She's like, "Sure you do." And she sent me this like TikTok video that had like someone dancing to like 10 or 12 different Usher songs, had the name of them. And the first one was "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay, this is the song I know." And I'm like, I was like, I bet when I hear these others, I'm gonna say I know this song. And literally 10 more Usher songs played. And I'm like, I swear I've never heard these songs ever. Like I think I
Yeah.
just because of the insular way I live my life, like these major things go by and I'm just not paying attention because I'm listening to some fucking podcast about some shitty movie in like the 70s. Like I don't know what I've become, but I've missed out on all of
That's interesting because like Usher like how can you even like miss that
it's I
like
it's like because I guess I didn't go to the right bar. I didn't go to the bars that would play it, or I never watched the
yeah.
TV that I've never set. I've not set the radio stations in like the last 5 cars that I have. I just always put on like all of my music is not passively listened to. It's always actively choosing. So you know.
All right. Well, yo, I'm gonna give you like a list of Eminem or not Eminem, Lil Wayne projects to listen to,
Yeah, definitely. I
cause
appreciate it.
like it's bro is crazy.
Because
I
I
know I'm
heard
kind of
some of
like
his
gassing him
bars and
up
I'm like,
right
that
now,
is
but
nasty. Yeah, because he is
yeah,
nasty. I just never like went back and like kept re-listening. But yeah, tell
I
me
mean
which ones to check out.
a lot of the subject matter is kind of like you know, but it's just the genius way he puts it together.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's I'm sure he's not going to offend me.
yeah, he's not. He's probably just gonna talk about pussy a lot, but
Yeah. It's like
like,
I think yeah, I know.
but yeah, that's my goat right there. But
Um,
again, Cash App, give me the Super Bowl, Lil Wayne.
yeah. So
Please.
didn't he put out a rock album at one point?
Yeah, he did.
Did you like
Rebirth.
that? Because I remember him getting kind of shit on, but I always like when artists do it wasn't so good.
It was alright.
Yeah.
Like, you know what made me mad? Because like, you know how Eminem and Wayne are my
Yeah.
they're my two favorites. M decided to collab with Wayne during this rock era. And I was
Wasn't
like,
the right time.
again, see, this is again with Eminem. The one time he started to collab with a rapper, he's not even fucking rapping. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, bruh, what are you doing? Like, I think Forever was the closest we're ever gonna get to a real
So that
M
actually
Wayne.
probably didn't help because that I remember when that song came out with M and Lil Wayne, and I was like, see, this isn't. I didn't hear a great MC on that song in Lil Wayne because it's like because that like you mentioned he wasn't really rapping. It was like and I it was like it reinforced my stereotype of what I thought, and I once again missed out on the good Lil Wayne or like the stuff that maybe would have dragged me in. As I'm
Yeah.
like pulling a
And
blanket over myself like a fucking senior citizen.
I feel like Forever is kind of a mid song to be honest. Like
I mean,
it's
wasn't this
good.
song kind of made for a Sprite commercial?
Yeah, like it was like LeBron was in the video. like
Yeah,
like it was like cool. Like it just was like kind of slow. Drake and Kanye's verses were kind of like
yeah,
I feel like Wayne had a strong verse, but like it wasn't like, the Wayne that I know. And like Eminem was just like, rappity rap rapper. He was still getting back into his flow of things.
yeah. If
And
you
yeah,
want
I
to
feel
hear a
like
dope Kanye West song that from back in the day that doesn't get played very much, is a song called "Gifted" off this album called NASA Music. It's fucking incredible. It's Kanye fucking
yeah,
rips it. But
yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that one.
this whole album, I don't know what it's called. I think it's called they're called NASA Music, but I forget what the album is called. But like there are so many crazy guest appearances on it. I feel like it must be some billionaire son who was just like, all right, writing checks. You want this? Here you go. Bring in Chuck D, bring in whatever, bring in Kanye, bring in Santiago. And it's just like, holy shit, this album's fucking insane. But it doesn't get talked about much, which is why I'm bringing it up. Not on my list at
Bet.
all.
But
Yeah. So you just went.
yeah,
So I guess what do I got? All right, I'm down to two more for my honorable mention. So I'm gonna go with this one. I have had the pleasure of collaborating with this artist. This album that whenever somebody of mine, friend of mine, posts something stupid on social media saying that there's no good hip hop music anymore, blah blah blah, nothing has been good since Biggie and Tupac, and blah blah blah. I tell them to check out this album, Elmatic by Elza. I'll pull this out. This album for me totally changed the way I think about lyricism and the way I write. Like Elza is Detroit MC. He's on that song I mentioned before that I wanted to get Humpty Hump on, which has Young Dirty Bastard on now with Ras Kass. And so this album he took Illmatic by Nas and totally flipped it and brought in this band called Will Sessions, and they literally re-recorded it as a live band. So they basically they redid all the songs with a live band, and he wrote new lyrics. And just like Illmatic, where there's only one feature from AZ, there's only one feature on this, and it's Royce the 5'9". And this album's actually absolutely fucking incredible.
damn.
And
I've never even heard of this guy.
it's he's a Detroit MC. He was in Slum Village. He worked with Jay Dilla, but he
Oh, okay.
has flown under the radar for years. And I think he's not like a big attention seeker. So I have a few songs with him
Yeah.
that haven't been released yet. I have another one that's coming out hopefully this year. I'm waiting on another collab to be on it. That's taking way too long, but this dude's amazing. He really can do it all in that he can do the gangster stuff. His fucking metaphors are unbelievable. Like, man, I can't even do him justice. But yeah,
I'll definitely check it out.
yeah, it's been
Elmatic.
yeah, Elmatic by Elza. It was an honor for me to work with him on a couple of things, like I said, and just tracking this record down is really hard because there's only 1,000 I guess, and mine is
Wait,
number 992.
when
So
did this come out?
that's a good question because I didn't hear it as soon as it came out. I want to say like 2016, but I might be totally pulling that out of nowhere. It was probably
Wait,
earlier than that.
is he a young guy? Or is he
I
like an
think he's
old?
probably about my age
Oh, okay.
because
Oh yeah, because he was in the yeah.
yeah, he was in yeah, because he's been around since like the 90s and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, he never really it's funny because Concept when I first became friends with Concept online, I noticed that Elza was following him, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. And I'm like, how do you know Elza? And he's like, I think they've done a few songs together, if not maybe a few shows together or something. And I was like, and I'm like, I asked him, like, why do you think Elza isn't like the biggest rapper in the world? Because he's as big as a fan as I am. And he's like, I just don't think he wants to be. I think he's just kind of an introverted guy who isn't like sort of out for all that. And I don't know. Yeah, he's amazing though. I think that this is a
Uh,
record that I sight unseen and recommend to almost anybody that if you think you like hip hop music and want to say that they don't make it like they used to, even though this record's kind of like maybe 10 years old now, probably his new stuff is just as good. It's still growing as an artist. But yeah, I don't
uh,
know. Yeah, so it's funny. Like even without Eminem, I would say Detroit is still probably my favorite city for hip hop. Like taking him out of the equation because like I think Royce the 5'9" is absolutely incredible. Like, and then
So
Elza.
so does he have like that Detroit like? Because you know a lot of people over there like kind. I wouldn't say like the Eminem style, but a lot of them are very like multi-syllabic type of guys. Is he one
Yeah,
like one of those guys?
he's got that, but he's also really smooth. Like it's
Yeah.
it never feels forced. Like every bar is exactly like, even when I was working with him, he'd be like, and he was so professional to work with, and he'd be like, he's one of the few people who every time he said something would be ready at a certain time, he'd be back checking with me, which rappers never do. And he was just like,
Yeah.
just give me a few more days, I can make this better. I think he said that once or twice, and he's just like, that's the way that like I think he just probably writes it and then keeps thinking of ways to improve it and like punch it up and find words to switch around to rhyme with other words. He's fucking amazing.
Bet.
Definitely top five MC for me, you know, of all time. So
Bet. I'll check it out.
yeah,
That sounds
highly
cool.
recommend it. But what do you got?
All right. So I couldn't really think of a fifth one to be honest. I have like a tie.
Yeah, me too. So that's
Like
fun.
I bet we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Um, one I grew up with, one I found later, but like it really like influenced kind of like the flow and cadence that I do sometimes. But so the first one, Black Album, Jay-Z. Uh, you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah,
But
on
Black
vinyl.
Album, Jay-Z. I feel like one of the oh shit. You
I
said?
got no. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was... All right. Black Album, Jay-Z, one of the greatest albums of all time, in my opinion. Fucking Jay-Z has, he has that wordplay. You got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
This album's This is my favorite
Dude, that
Jay
shit
Z
look
album.
that looks slick. That's still like new.
I just got this not that long ago. Yeah,
Oh damn, yeah, that looks dope as fuck. I don't even have that on vinyl. I only have Blueprint
I don't have
and
Blueprint.
oh yeah, I have Blueprint and Blueprint 3 on vinyl, but I like to have a black album.
I guess
But
I just got this in volume three, which I love too. But which for some reason the Dre song on volume three is not on anything. It's always on the CD, but it's not on the streaming. Whatever. But like this is my favorite Jay Z album. I think it's an absolute
yeah,
masterpiece.
mine too.
And the documentary that went with this.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
fucking Fade to Black.
Yes, with Mike
What?
D and like Beyonce and like Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm weird. Like this is just like I watch Fade to Black while I'm working on songs.
Oh, I
Like,
remember I honestly have done the same thing back in the day when it came out. I watched that
yeah,
all the time. I would watch that while I was writing for sure.
bro. Yeah, like it just like I don't know, like them working in the studio makes me want to like work in the studio.
Yeah.
So like
And then the
fuck it, I
bit where
love I
like
love
they're
that movie.
saying like is it just Blaze? He's like he only makes beats to like fill his video game habit or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah. They were blazing just Blaze.
Just Blaze
Like,
bought two of my t-shirts that were based on video games.
oh, for real?
Because I designed with
Damn.
my main man Pat, and the dude was like, "Hey man, one of our bigger clients bought your stuff." I'm like, "Who is he?" He's like, "Just Blaze bought two of your shirts," and I was like, and I'm on his
That's
Instagram
dope.
all the time looking for a picture of him wearing it. I haven't seen it yet, but
Damn. Maybe, I don't know.
eyes are
Maybe he hung
cool.
it up, man. Like maybe he has
Maybe,
it. Like maybe he's a
yeah,
collector.
I
But
know.
I just my favorite scene in that movie is when they're making dirt off your shoulder and Timberland got that jug and he's just like, "Yo, Jay, listen to this." He's just like, dun, 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 dun. And then Jay is just like, "Yeah, I want that one."
I
I was
watched
like,
that.
"Hey,
Like,
that's
I gotta
dope as
watch
fuck."
that like this week. I fucking love that documentary.
Yeah, bro. They got Pharrell in there too.
Oh, I
Like they're
forgot
working
about
on this.
that.
Yeah, like Pharrell still looks like that too, which is crazy. Like he still looks like he did in that movie.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
fucking
That you
and
know why
yeah,
that
I love
is
him.
because whenever you see Pharrell, you're always focused on his hat. You never actually look at his face.
Yeah,
So
bro,
like,
he
you
had
like
he had the he had the Bape kicks on too, and I've always wanted a pair of those. And
I've
I was
never
like,
owned any
yo,
Bape stuff. I've always loved it, but I don't know. I've
it's
never been
hard
able
to
to pull
get.
the trigger on it.
Yeah. They're very hard to get, but like the shoes were like the one thing I've always wanted because I've always seen like Pharrell in music videos like wearing that shit.
Speaking of
And I
shoes, did you get the Powerpuff Girl shoes?
Yes.
Dude, those are fucking fire. I was like, I screen grabbed that, then I forgot to look for them. Are those really hard to get?
Yeah. They're at my location they're sold out.
Okay. Well,
It's funny
fortunately,
too because
I won't be shopping out in Juneau, but I'll have
I
to get
have
on the Google machine.
I have two pairs. I got Bubbles, which is for me,
Yeah.
and I got Buttercup. I bought it for a homie in Anchorage. Shout out DJ Sean Hemp,
Shut up.
of Brother Buffalo. But yeah, he was like, "Yo, they're sold out of my place. Could you like hook me up?" And I was like, "I got you." So my next week's Anchorage show, I'm about to deliver those Buttercups to him.
Those are
But,
fuck. I saw those, and as I love, I think Powerpuff Girls is fucking genius. I think it's one of like,
yeah.
and like
Which ones do you have a favorite of the shoes? Like I personally like the Bubbles one.
I like the blue ones. That is that one.
Yeah, Bubbles.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Bubbles. Yeah, yeah. And Blossom is
It's
the
the
red one.
pink one, like
Yeah,
pink
pink
red,
one. And Buttercup is the green
green
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And they're
watch
gonna make a
Powerpuff
mo
Girls Christmas every year. It's for some reason it's like it's my tradition. I do actually. I don't think I did it this year, but I've done it almost every year.
Yeah. They're actually gonna make a Mojo Jojo one too soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like I don't know, keep an eye out for that. That one looks dope. It's like purple and shit.
I will. I
Like,
love that shit.
but
But like
yeah.
this album to me, I remember this was supposed to be his retirement album, and I was gonna mention this before
Yeah.
when we're talking about Danger Doom and Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse had done the Gray album, which was very eye opening for me, where he took the Beatles' White album and he mashed it up with Jay Z's Black album. He put out the Gray album and he released CDs of it. And I got one of the only CDs released because there was a big deal where the copyright of it got shut down fast because it was the fucking Beatles and you couldn't get away with that. So I have one of the
Yeah.
original CDs of it. But
It's
that shit was
dope.
influential as fuck for me because it just showed me like how you can just put all this shit together, you know? And this
Yeah.
too has the most the if anybody can remix 99 Problems and improve that song, fucking good luck. Because that to me
Yeah,
is
a
the perfect combination of rap and beat ever.
yeah. I agree. You got that Rick Rubin sound on
Yeah.
there. Like,
That
yeah, that
might be
shit's
my favorite
crazy.
beat of all time. It might be my favorite hip hop beat of all time.
Bro, yeah. Like Rick Rubin's crazy, bro. Like I hear it's really interesting working with him because he's like a fucking like shaman or something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like
And
you
a
go to
huge
his
pro
house.
wrestling fan. Like,
Is he? Oh, that's
yeah.
dope as fuck.
He was I saw him on front row at a show I was watching like a few months ago.
Oh, damn. That's
Yeah.
dope. I've always wanted to go to a wrestling show,
Oh
but
yeah, I love
one of these
wrestling, man.
days.
I fucking love it. It was fun. I had I should have I had a guy who wrote this book on Mac Miller on a few weeks ago. He wrote this most dope this biography of Mac Miller. What the fuck is it? And he Mac Miller spent a lot of time with Rick Rubin as well. And I should have asked the guy about it because I'm totally fucking fascinated by that guy. But yeah, so like so
Yeah.
when this album came out, like this was for me, this is the end of Jay-Z. He was allegedly retiring. I mean, I he was for me someone in college who after Biggie and Tupac died, Jay-Z was next one up. And this was supposed to be, you know, the demise of Jay-Z and the rise of Memphis Bleak, which we're still waiting. We're still waiting, Memphis Bleak. Still one song away,
Yo, shout
one
out
song
Mem
away, your
Bleak,
whole career.
bro.
Yeah.
Bleak is actually dope as fuck. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
he
mean to
kind of
clown on
like
Bleak. I like him Memphis Bleak, but like, but he like that was his plan. He said for years is that
yeah.
Memphis Bleak didn't be next. I'm fading away, and then he tried that and it didn't work, and he came back.
I
But yes, yeah,
wonder
so
like
yeah,
what do you think like was the like why didn't he not pop up? Was it like because like the rise of like the South or something or like
I just don't think he was good. I think he didn't have that X factor. I think he didn't
yeah
because like he just I don't know. He wasn't the total package. And I think at that point there were so many other like being Jay-Z's sidekick was great, but it's a huge step down from being Nelly or from being any of
yeah
those other like he was in an enormous shadow, I think, you know.
I feel that
I don't think even Jay-Z at that time realized how I feel like if Jay-Z realized how important he himself was to hip hop culture, he wouldn't have tried to pass Mem Bleak off because it's like I think Jay-Z must have either really thought Mem Bleak was better than he was, like, or didn't understand how good he himself Jay-Z was because the drop off was pretty big. You know?
I feel like hip hop was like changing too. Like Memphis kind of was like stuck in that early 2000s, and like by the time like Kanye showed up, like shit started like getting kind of different.
Yeah.
And he was yeah, like I think he just was like, oh shit, like he just didn't adapt well.
Yeah.
Like
The thing is, like, Jay-Z knew how to be someone like Memphis Bleak knows how to look cool, and he probably is cool. But like
yeah,
Jay-Z knew how to drop lines like on Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker, where he's like
yeah,
the girl leaves when she finds one strand of hair longer than yours. It's like
yeah,
it's like songs like lines like that are memorable and just make Jay-Z seem cool as fuck. Like
yeah.
like and it's like I think it's stuff like that that if you can't make you it's like that's that extra echelon that makes LeBron James better than all these other people that are ridiculously better than everybody we've ever met. It's like it's that's just those little things, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and Jay's wordplay is crazy too.
Yeah.
Like, I was already into wordplay because of Wayne, and then I remember Wayne was in an interview. They were asking him about like his wordplay. He was like, "Oh, I got this shit from Jay-Z," and I was just like, "Oh shit!" I already kind of knew who Jay-Z was because like he was dating Beyonce and all that shit. And like every all the 50 was dissing him and shit.
Yeah.
But like when I really started listening to Jay. I was just like, damn, this motherfucker's like really like his wordplay's crazy too. Like this is a more of a recent line, but like he had a bar that was like, uh, I'm an ugly motherfucker, but my bank account like handsome or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like he had some crazy wordplay.
He also is
Yeah.
like the example of what like aging hip hop is. It's like he's a classy
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like he carries himself well. He just is somebody who's like not gonna get caught lacking. Like he's the epitome of cool. Like he's just I don't
Yeah.
know, man. It's
I've
he's
been to a Jay-Z was my technically my first rap concert.
oh no, I've never seen Jay. How was it?
Oh my God, it's amazing. Like it's crazy because like Jay could like perform and like you see like Lil Wayne performing, he's like jumping around, he's like going crazy, like that's how what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
But Jay like knows that he could just like
he doesn't need
walk
to.
around in a circle and just like start rapping and like yeah, everyone is just focused on him. Like everyone's going nuts and he's not doing much. I
Right. He
remember
doesn't
watching
have
this
to.
Jay-Z interview, and he was on tour with DMX, and DMX had all this like shit to his like stage performance, right? He had
Yeah.
all this
There's some
shit, and then Jay,
backstage, maybe.
uh, yeah, yeah,
The documentary Backstage, which was fucking
yeah.
phenomenal. If you've never seen it, yeah,
But yeah, DMX had all this shit. I mean, Method Man and Redman also had like
yep,
they were
that's the
bungee
one.
jumping into the crowd and shit.
Yeah,
But Jay, when he was talking about this in an interview, he was like, so DMX and like Method Man and Redman, they were going like they had all these antics, but like I don't really do that. But in my mind, it was like they can't rap better than me. And so he was like, all right, I'm gonna just like go up there and like freestyle in between the songs. And like he did that at
yeah,
my show and people just went nuts. Like he didn't have to do all that shit. He does like he's
because
Jay-Z.
he's a
Like he
real
could just
MC. He doesn't need the bells and whistles. He's just an
yeah.
M fucking C. Like,
And it's crazy too because I'm a guy that's just like, oh, I need to perform, like perform. But I feel like Jay-Z's just that good that he could just like he could stand there and rap
yeah,
and people will be satisfied.
yeah. It's like, and he's never really had I mean, some albums have been better than others, but he's never had a clunker. Like he's never like Kingdom
Yeah,
Come's the only one people kind of crap on, but there's a lot of good stuff on that too. Um,
yeah.
like he's been putting out like amazing album for years and years. Like the one that came out a few years ago, that one where he had the line about OJ in the first song.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
the tour I went on because 444, that's the
that's what it
album.
was. Yeah,
Yeah, he also said that that was his last album.
yeah,
And the 444 tour, he was like, "This is my last tour." So that's why I had to go. Like I was like, "Oh shit, this is Jay-Z last tour. I have to go."
yeah.
So I went to I saw that in Seattle in Key Arena,
Well, that's
and
cool.
yeah, the best
Which
concert I've been to so far.
what did he do? Like, did he do like all the hits? Did he do like everything?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, yeah, he promoted the album, so he did a lot of the
Yeah,
444 songs, and then yeah, a lot of the hit song, 99 Problems. In Paris went crazy,
yeah,
like that song, cause that beat, like dun it, it's crazy too, cause he teased it, Like he was like, all right, play the next one. And it just went, and then
Yeah.
it stopped. And everyone was like everyone was going crazy. And then he was like, y'all want that? And then everyone was like, yeah. And then he goes, and then everyone starts cheering again. And he's like, all right, let's go. And then everyone just started jumping.
Oh my
And
God.
like, bro, like legit, he could just stand there. He could tease shit like fucking. That's all you gotta do, and people just go nuts. Um,
Yeah.
top five MC. To be honest with you, I would say like I know I said Tupac was the greatest hip hop artist of all time, but if I had to say the greatest rapper of all time overall, this is not my favorite. I'm just saying overall, it'd probably be Jay-Z. No
I
greatest
can't
rapper,
even
but
disagree. I can't really disagree with that. He is everything that an MC should be. He's a
yeah,
commercial MC that I think if people are honest with themselves, people have shit on him, but they're if they don't understand this dude's wordplay is unbelievable.
yeah,
Like for a commercial MC to be dropping the bars that he is, like the level he is, like we're not talking about we're talking about Super Bowl, like halftime show level, huge,
yeah,
like authentically himself, but being that big, nobody's that big. Like, because even I mentioned like 50 Cent. 50 Cent knew he was kind of putting on a little bit of whatever. Like, and I'm sure
yeah,
Jay-Z does to some degree. I was buying into it, but I don't know. Fucking icon, you know?
yeah. The business mind's crazy too.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
going crazy. I mean, he puts on the Super Bowl shows.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's
it's
unbelievable
crazy.
what he's accomplished. Like, it's just I mean, it's the ultimate rags to riches story. It's everything that Donald Trump
Yeah.
wants you to believe he is what Jay-Z is. Like, it's like he just,
Yeah.
built up from fucking nothing. Lucky to even be alive. I mean, some of his early stories about, near misses with the law, like he talks in 99 Problems is the true story. We talks about how literally he just got away because of like, the cops had to go to like another location, but he had a bunch of drugs in the car. It's just fucking
Yeah.
but it is funny. I mentioned that Machiavelli album, and this is the power of a good diss. Is in the beginning of that intro, this like that album was coming out around the time that he was still hot as fuck as all New York rappers, and he goes Jay-Z of Hawaiian Sophie fame, which if you don't know, there was what I'm talking about Hawaiian. So it was a song that Jay-Z was on kind of before he was famous. It was a Jazzo song, I think that he
Yeah,
was
yeah, Jazzo.
and like he's dressed like kind of a goof in the Hawaiian shirt. And it's funny,
Yeah.
almost every time I hear the name Jay-Z, my brain just goes, "Oh, of Hawaiian Sophie fame." And it's like I almost hate that I do it, but it is like to me a testimony to how much a good disc can really take someone down a level. Because even though it doesn't
Yeah.
take it down a level, in my books, I love Jay-Z. It is one of the first things I think about every time I hear his name. But
Yeah. It's funny you say that too, because I when I first started rapping, I was in this beef. It was just like some local beef. And I don't know if I'm not gonna say his name, but there was this guy.
dignify him.
Yeah, like I mean, he's ended. He's done. Like,
Don't,
but
don't don't confess to a crime.
he's, I finished this dude. But I wrote a song called Body Bag, and the like it wasn't the hook, but the ad libs of that song. I go like body bag, like in that, and bro, I killed him. Like I just
I want to
killed
hear
this
this.
kid. Yeah, I mean it's kind of trash, but like at the time, like it's
Yeah.
for high schoolers like going at it. I guess like if you put both of our tracks head to head, like I demolish this dude. But like if Ice Cube listened to it, he'd be like, bro, I could
Yeah, but
fucking
just yeah, he's
like
like, just
like
you guys both work together and get better. Stop fighting.
yeah. But yeah, like I fucked this dude up on this song, and then I made a remix to it, and then another remix to it. But like it got to a point where people were like saying that ad lib to him.
Oh
Like,
God.
yeah, like, and I was like, shit, bro. They're like, buddy bag, buddy bag. So every time, like, this motherfucker would try to like be like a certain way, people would just like body bag, wordplay body, put you in a body bag. And like
Uh,
I was like, hey, I won my first. I felt like 50 Cent at the
you know what he
time.
should do?
Like,
He should have just changed his name to Body Bag. Like that's not what that would have
bro.
been his best move.
And it's crazy too because like yeah, like I mean we're cool. Like, I wouldn't say cool. Like it's not a thing like a beef no more.
Yeah.
But like yeah, I remember he was like, bruh, you ain't gonna fucking do shit. Like you might body bag me, but but like look at me now, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm not like I'm still in town, but like
Yeah, yeah,
I'm at least touring.
yeah. No shit. I
So
fucking that's
yeah.
funny. I recently found this one little diss I wrote years ago about some dudes in my crew got in a beef with some dude who worked at like Wendy's or something who was a rapper. And I never even met the dude, but I wrote a diss song and the last line was you're sweating over beef and I'm the hamburglar or something like that. Like
That's dope. Yeah,
yeah,
that track got me into like more battle rap shit too. So
yeah.
yeah, that's how that started.
I'm just
Yeah,
looking
Black
to
Album. Black
yeah,
Album's the
Eminem
best.
has a beat on this album too. He did the beat for Moment of Clarity.
Oh damn. Okay, yeah.
It's that which
I
is a
forgot about that
fucking
shit.
awesome. I mean, I'm looking at the track list now, and because this stuff here, I forgot. Lucifer. That
Oh yeah.
fucking song. I'm trying to sing it, but I can't even get it out. But I remember thinking that when Change Clothes was, I believe, the first single, I was like, well, this is interesting. Because like I remember being like, I don't know what I think about this. And I think it works really well in the sequence of the album. But I remember when it was released going, that's what this album's gonna be. Because it doesn't
Yeah.
like it doesn't it kind of fits in with the album, but I wouldn't say that song as a whole really represents the album, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the Pharrell style, like, it is kind of different. Like when I think of Black Album, I think more like hard hitting stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like Change Clothes is a good change of pace, though. Like, it was like a good like that's one of the tracks on there.
Yeah.
Like,
But there, and the other thing too is I'm realizing no guest appearances. I mean, we mentioned people that were producers on it, but I
yeah.
don't think there's any. You know who else is on this though? Is Cedric the Entertainer. I fucking
Oh, it
love.
is. Doesn't he do like a skit or something?
He does. He's on Justify My Thug. I think he kind of like does some
Yeah.
interlude stuff where he's just talk. I fucking love Cedric the Entertainer. He did this bit on the King of Comedies where he talks about how smokers can never find a cigarette lighter, and he just up there like pantomiming going like this for like I don't know what felt like 2 minutes, and it makes me laugh so fucking hard. It for the past like 30 years. That dude's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I love that
Well,
shit. Well, you said this was a tie with something else. What was the other one?
oh yeah. Shit. We were talking about Jay-Z for so long that like
Whatever,
maybe
man.
that's like the fifth one now because like we just talked about
Well, this
shit.
was the fifth
Uh,
one, but you said you had a tie because I got one more in my tie.
the other one is Midnight Marauders, Tribe Called
Tribe Called
Quest.
Quest, yeah.
Oh no, not Midnight. Low End Theory.
That was one of the first CDs that I ever bought. I bought that and Heavy D's Peaceful Journey on the same day. It was like my fifth and sixth CD ever. Back when they
Yeah.
sold them in long boxes. I remember because they actually came in the long cardboard box. I got it in Berlin, New Hampshire. It's a fucking amazing album.
Yeah.
Back in the days when I was a teenager, before I had status and before I had a pager, you could find the abstract listening to hip hop. My pops used to say it reminded him of bebop. Yeah. Don't you know that things don't cycle? The way the Bobby Brown is just dropping like Michael.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. But yeah, Low End Theory for me, I believe that was a second Tribe album, third, second,
That was the second after
second.
People's Instinctive Tracks track, the one that had El Segundo on it. Yeah, it was your
Yeah, and
second.
then Midnight was third.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, yeah.
midnight, and then it was Beats, Rhymes, and Life. Then all. I actually, it's funny. Like I like Tribe. I don't love them the way a lot of other people do, but I think that
Yeah.
album they put out a few years, the last album they put out is fucking amazing. The one that
Yeah,
came
that's
out,
just
I
crazy.
remember it came out the
Like
same week that Trump.
2017.
Yeah, it came out the same week that Trump was elected, and when I think the Cubs won the World Series, it was like the world was just fucking exploding. And like legal weed,
And
like weed was made legal, I think, in Massachusetts that week too, because it
it's
was the
just like,
same.
bro, this is a good
I
time
remember
for
when
me.
Trump was elected was the same time that weed was made legal here. It was the same election. It was like, what a
Damn.
mixed bag, you fuckers. But like, so Tribe Called Quest, like, what are they? They were a big one for people that, like I said before, they were them and Beastie Boys, who they had that song together. They were some of the people who, when I grew up in a town where no one listened to hip hop, but they would make an exception for Tribe Called Quest and Beastie Boys. So how did they get on your radar?
So Tribe is actually my favorite rap group of all time.
Oh,
And
nice.
like I always get I remember when I was in school and there was always like the Tribe versus Wu-Tang
Yeah,
like
polar opposites.
debate and I was the only one that was like Tribe motherfucker and
Yeah,
everyone was just like fucking putting their Wu-Tang like I'm just like whatever bro. Like I
yeah,
love Wu-Tang but like I always Q-Tip is like my guy. Like
yeah,
Q-Tip is my top five favorite rappers of all time. Producers too. Like he makes all the beats and shit. I mean, it's a collaboration, but
Yeah,
like
still he's smooth as fuck.
Tip is just crazy, bro. Like just flows. Like he's just so smooth. Like I feel like picturing him in my head, listening to him, like it feels like he just like went into the booth and like shrugged and was just like, all right,
Yeah,
here we go. Like, and
he's
I was just like,
somebody
what
who
the fuck?
I
Like,
feel like he could make any rapper feel like nothing just by like doing exactly what you just did. He's like
yeah,
I feel like so many people have probably felt like frauds in his presence. Some like really solid
yeah,
MCs
he's so
probably sat in their
crazy.
studio with him for 2 hours and felt like total fucking frauds.
Bro, he's like that's like I don't know if you caught the fucking theme here, but like so all
Hip
these
hop.
albums that I've listed, like M was like how I started writing the flows, and Wayne was like wordplay, and then like 50 was hooks, and like Jay-Z was like the substance, like and then Tribe is like the flow and cadence.
Yeah.
Like these are the mix. Like if you put all these albums in a blender, that's me. Like that's my shit.
Yeah, you know what's
And
funny?
yeah,
It was for you being almost 20 years younger than me. That stuff I grew up on, and it's like
yeah,
it's classic to this fucking day. It's like it stands the test of time, and obviously, like you're a fucking amazing rapper. I can tell who you got it from.
yeah. Yeah, oh shit. Okay, fucking if my laptop dies, I'm gonna switch to my phone, so don't panic.
All right,
Like,
cool. How close
um,
are you?
do you have a laptop charger? No, it's my laptop though. They have C. Yeah, you got one? Oh shit! All right, hold on. My homie Travis just is the plug right now.
All right,
Plug this,
sweet.
plug this in.
I'll get my last records ready.
I, we Gucci, we Gucci. I'm gonna sit in this chair now. Now I'm sitting here. This is more comfortable. But all right, what was I talking about?
Yeah,
Travel. But yeah, the way I got into Tribe, shit, how did I get into Tribe? I don't even know how I found out about them. I don't
I
remember.
remember one of the reasons I got into them is because I they were one of the tapes that didn't have the parental advisory sticker on them. Because I remember my
Yeah.
grandmother allowed me to buy that and Heavy D, and Heavy D on that song had an album called "Don't Curse" that has like Big Dad had a song called "Big Don't Curse" like Big Daddy Kane, Grand Puba, Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I think maybe Rakim, Q-Tips on that song too. And it's like every fucking rapper and all rapping about not swearing. So I knew I could get away with those two tapes, buying them in front of my grandmother because I knew there'd be no swears on them. So I guess that fucking Tipper Gore fucking cramps good music down my throat.
Yeah, I think I found out about Tribe through Scenario actually, because I think I was like getting into like actually rapping and fucking yeah. So I was like getting into rapping and I was like looking for beats, like we were trying to freestyle and we were looking for like posse cut beats, and like Scenario came in and that beat was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is crazy. And it was like a Tribe Called Quest. I was like, who the fuck is a Tribe Called Quest? So fucking search that up. And then fucking Busta Rhymes was on there. So I was like, oh shit, Busta was on
Yeah.
this shit. What the fuck? Fucking rah rah like a
Like a
dungeon
Dungeon
dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, that shit
I
was
saw them
crazy.
perform that live. Like I when I was in like at my senior year of high school, my mom bought my dad tickets to what she thought was a Bob Seger show, but it was called Smoking Grooves, and she bought tickets to the wrong thing, and she bought tickets to a hip hop show with Cypress Hill, Ziggy Marley, the Fugees, Foxy Brown, Erica Badu, Tribe Called Quest, and Busta Rhymes.
Damn, that's fire.
It was like 97. It was like peak every it was like Tribe Called Quest was like opening. Like they were there when
Yeah,
we got
what the
there.
fuck?
Like
Damn.
it was like you had Ziggy Marley and Fuji's like in like Cypress Hill. Like it was fucking amazing, you
Yeah,
know.
damn, that's crazy.
But
But
funny, like you mentioned scenario, like the first time I heard that song, I heard it on WERS, which was the Emerson College radio station in Boston. It was the hip hop station. They play hip hop a few hours a night every night. And I taped it off the radio, but it was the remix version, like not the one
yeah,
that's it's like I listened to that for that was the only Tribe Called Quest song I knew for like a year. Then I bought the CD. I'm like, it's a different fucking version. Like I thought that was scenario. And then I had to reprogram my brain in the scenario that everybody else knows. The remix of that song is fucking amazing too.
yeah, they had that one guy on there. I think he went second or third, but like he died like after
Charlie
that
Brown, I
recording.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
from Legends,
I think
from
so.
Leaders of the New School. I
Yeah.
think yeah, yeah,
But yeah, he won the illest verses on there. And I remember like Busta's verse on there. He was like he kind of like dated that shit. He was like, we're having fun in 91. And I was just like, I bet. Like, I
I
don't know,
did
I
that
just
on
thought it
my
was
new
weird.
album too. I mentioned it's January 2024. And I'm like, should I leave? I haven't decided if I'm gonna leave it in or cut it out yet, but yeah.
But yeah, I do feel like the remix was a gritty, like a more kind of I wouldn't say better, but like it was more like
It was more of a street record.
yeah, and then like the OG version is like, fucking for more casual listeners and like that shit's still
Yeah.
like raw. Like both versions are like crazy.
And it's like for
But
those who haven't heard it, it's not even it's totally new verses. It's like totally different
yeah,
verses. So it's
yeah.
not just a different beat. It's just like a
It's
whole different song
yeah.
that's
It's like
also called
totally different. Like
yeah,
it's totally different.
yeah.
Like it
But
like the
all the
only thing
same
that's the
rappers.
same,
Yeah,
yeah. It's just a posse cut. Like it's just like, all right, we just added more people on this shit. And it's
yeah.
just like, oh shit. Bet.
I
But
could probably rap all of Scenario, and I probably haven't heard that song. It's just that ingrained into my head. Like I
yeah.
remember watching them perform that in the Arsenio Hall show.
Bro, Q-Tip is like one of my like dream features. Like if I can get a dream feature, I would love to have Q-Tip. Fife Dog too. Like Fife Dog, like I know Q-Tip's my guy. Fife
Yeah,
Dog is definitely underrated. Fife Dog is to me like he is the greatest at opening a a verse.
yeah, he is.
Like he could fucking just go like
Yeah,
from the first line, like first line you just hooked in. Like he is the greatest at starting your because that's actually the hardest. I don't know if for everyone, but to me the hardest part of writing a verse is the beginning.
that's what it was for
Like
me for years. And then what I started doing is every time I had an idea for an opening verse,
yeah,
I'd write a text to like an email address, and then now I just have like 20 of them. But for years, that was the hardest part.
yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's interesting? It's still hard for me, right? So I don't do it. I like this is weird, but I write backwards.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I write from the end of the verse and I would like it's hard to explain, but
No, but
like
I can see why you would do that. Yeah. Because sometimes,
yeah,
like, if you know, it's like if you know, you always want to finish strong. So if that's the first idea you have, you want to work backwards to get there, and you have to have a
yeah, to get
logical
there,
path,
yeah. Yeah,
That
I
makes
find the destination first.
yeah, of course.
So, but yeah, Five Dog is crazy. RIP Five Dog, but yeah, Q2 would be a crazy feature.
Have you seen the documentary that Michael Rappaport did about them?
Nah,
Oh,
nah, I
you gotta
haven't
see
yet.
this. It's like Michael Rappaport, the actor. He was in
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, he made a documentary on Tribe Called Quest, like maybe close to 10 years ago now. It's absolutely amazing. Like they're
Is
in
it
it.
on is it
It's
on any streaming
I know I bought it on Amazon a while ago. It's out there. It's definitely out there and around. I think
wait,
it's going.
is it the Beats
Yeah,
one?
yeah. The
Okay,
ones where they
yeah.
actually have them arguing a little bit and stuff.
Bet
It was
I'll check
like
it out.
it was after they'd already kind of broken up and were trying to patch things up and stuff like that because they unfortunately lost a
Yeah.
lot of years just in personal drama. But
Yeah, I heard that was nominated for music best music film at the Grammys. That's how I
oh,
know about that.
it
So I was like,
probably
oh
just
shit.
rightfully so. It's excellent. So
I definitely check it out.
all right, so we'll do my last one here, and I have honorable mention that goes with it. So I remember Esoteric from Czarface posted his favorite album by this band, and he was like, "You cannot tell me that this is not the best album they put out." And I was like, "You're right, except I totally disagree." Public Enemy, Apocalypse
Ooh.
91, The Enemy Strikes Black. This album for me is fucking everything. I think he was saying his Nation of Millions or maybe Yo Bum Rush Show or something was his favorite. Any Public Enemy album is the best Public Enemy album, especially if you pick it from the first, like, five or six. This is Fear of a Black Planet. But this album for me was absolutely fucking everything. I can probably spit this from front to back, though a lot of the words I will admit I do not say because they're not for me to say. But like Night Train, Shut Them Down, Can't Trust It, and then Bring the Noise with Anthrax,
Yeah.
which that to me was the one of the most important records. As I mentioned before, white kid, grew up around a lot of like metalheads, and there was like, oh, Public Enemy is okay because Anthrax did a song with him, and I'm like, we're really like, and I feel like there was so much inherent racism where I was from, is they were really making a case by case basis for black people, which is fucking insane. And I would see this happen on radio where it was like, oh, we can play Beastie Boys and like this other rappy stuff on like WBCN or like, alt rock station, but we're not going to play like this. It's,
Yeah.
but
Isn't
this
there two?
album's,
Isn't there two versions of Bring the Noise? There's
there
like two.
are, because there was the original one on one of their earlier albums, then there was a remix on this with Anthrax.
Uh, and like the most famous one is like on that one, right?
Yes, this is the one with Anthrax. It's like that's like the bass. Oh,
Yeah.
look, the really
Oh yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
bet.
actually Anthrax is rapping on it. I remember there was a WWE video game, the No Mercy video game. Like, I think it's the best WWE, best wrestling game of all time. There's only like two or three real songs in it, and one of them is this. And that song, "Bring the Noise," I have no idea why. But you can get like all your wrestlers coming out to that. But like this song, like this album, like Chuck D is absolutely fucking amazing on this. And the Bomb
Yeah,
Squad does the production. And I feel like you don't hear much about them anymore, but their production was, they did early Ice Cube's solo albums, and
yeah,
their production is absolutely amazing. Like
yeah.
this record is everything. All right, any
Very
thoughts
hard
on,
hitting.
yeah, any thoughts on Public Enemy?
I ain't gonna lie. When I was doing my initial like hip hop research, I wasn't really sold on Public Enemy because like I just thought like I don't know, the style was so much different than what I was like researching. Like I was really into LL Cool J and then like
Yeah.
fucking Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, and I never really understood it at first. And I was still
Because it is
young. Like I
kind
was
of
like,
the moment too, because this was Public Enemy was always very of the time.
yeah,
Like just this was the time of like the Malcolm X movie and Do the Right Thing and stuff like that. And it was like the context did matter a lot with Public Enemy, I think.
what got me into Public Enemy again was like because initially I was like, okay, all right, it's like political. I'm really like into it. And then I played Def Jam, the video game, and like Flavor Flav like going crazy. I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it another listen. I'm just like, all right, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Like I get it now.
The
But
dichotomy of Chuck D and Flavor Flav, there's really nothing else like that in hip hop. It's almost like a king and his jester. It's like it's such a unique, like, I mean, it's sort of in some ways like what Shock G and Humpty Hump are like inside of himself, except totally different flavor of it. It's.
yeah, but I do have a respect for Public Enemy, and I get it now. Like
Yeah.
I totally get it.
I would say, yeah, this is an album that I definitely recommend people check out. And the one that kind of goes along with it, that was my honorable mention, which was part of like what would have been my top 10, is the Judgment Night soundtrack. Now, this is a movie that I have not seen since it came out. It came out in the early 90s. This was the original big collaboration between hip hop and rock. We have songs here by Slayer and Ice-T, Sonic Youth and Cypress Hill, Run DMC and Living Color, like Teenage Fan Club and De La Soul.
Yeah.
It's like Sir Mix-a-Lot and Mudhoney, Dinosaur Jr., and I want to say Del the Funky Homo Sapien. It's like one of those things where when you look at, like, there's two Pearl Jam songs on this or two Cypress Hill songs, one with Pearl Jam and one with Sonic Youth. And it's like these songs like this were not just happening back then. Like, and even
Yeah.
Sir Mix-a-Lot on one of these songs says, on the Mudhoney songs, like, I'm blowing my credibility. It was like, I think a lot of these acts were probably nervous even beyond this album because they thought they'd lose their core fans. Because it's like all the white kids listening to Pearl Jam. People were so inherently racist back then. They're like, well, I don't want to work with them. They work with these rappers. But they're Cypress
Yeah.
Hill, so they're cool. But this album's fucking incredible. It's. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Or I'm guessing you probably haven't seen the
Nah.
movie. Starring
Nah.
movie starring Dennis Leary, who was the bad guy, Emilio Estevez, I think Cuba Gooding Jr., and maybe Steven Dorff. It's I don't know, but I highly recommend this album. It's amazing.
I just can't imagine Sir Mix-a-Lot on a rock
Yeah, with
a rock
Mudhoney.
song.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
it's Uh, and the connection for me here is that Anthrax song, that Bring the Noise, where like that to me, that is sort of like kind of like the spiritual cousin of, it feels like, and I don't know the exact timing, but it feels like this maybe couldn't really exist without this first. But I think for this, there were probably a lot of rap fans who maybe had never heard of Living Color before this, and maybe a lot of I'm sure Living Color fans have heard of Run DMC, but like Helmet and House of Pain, like what a fucking mashup that is. So this is another one. If you haven't heard it, check it out. I will not recommend the movie, though. I'm gonna watch it again soon in case it is good. But
But it's kind of been a while since rap has like really collaborated with another genre like that.
yeah,
Like I
it's
don't
not a
know if
novelty anymore. I mean, you could
I
say
don't
almost like Old Town Road might be like the closest thing you could say.
yeah, like the country stuff. I don't know. Like I know rap is like one of the is probably like the biggest genre, but like I don't know. I still feel like there should be like more collaborations like that, and to keep it alive. I don't know. Like I always have like a fear that that shit's just gonna like all one day just like, oh, here we go. Because
Yeah.
bro, like last year to me was the slowest year in hip hop like ever in my lifetime. Like it just didn't seem like I don't
Well,
know.
there were
It
even
just
stats they were saying that like there were way less hip hop songs that charted last year. Like there was
yeah.
statistically it was a slow year where like they were just not hitting the charts the way it had been in past years.
Yeah, even like all the award shows, it just seemed like we were like not doing shit. And I was like, this is really weird. Like it just
Yeah.
yeah, it did feel like a slow year. And we had some like I don't know, like a lot of the looking at the top people last year, I was just like, damn, I remember listening to that shit like once and then I just moved on. I mean, I guess
I
social
know.
media made it like that, but like I don't
Well, even
know.
like we
Like
waited years for that new Kendrick Lamar album and it kind of just came and went. And it's really, really good, but
yeah.
I like listened
Yeah,
to it
it's really
once and I
good.
moved on. And to some degree, he took that album was really long, and I think that kind of hurt him because people now are looking for something shorter to really
Yeah, like everything's like super fast paced now. So like, a new album drops and then like another one drops the next day and you're just like, "Oh shit."
yeah,
Like it also depends on where you are like in your life too. Like if you're an adult, like, you got shit to do. You're not
yeah.
really trying to like look for that shit.
I
But
know a lot of people. They say that a lot of people stop looking for new music at the same time they lose their virginity. And like when I and like I look at like a lot. I mean, I'm way more into music than most of the people I like went to high school with and I'm
yeah.
still friends with. But they're still, I'm sure, listening to like a lot of the same music that they were listening to like back when we were in college. I mean, it's funny because the shit I'm pulling up here is like, oh, I like this in '91. It's still in my car today, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But they're listening to the same
Yeah.
shitty music.
I mean, you and me like just like got all our like, shit we grew up with. Like I didn't, there's not a single record past 2010 on this list.
I know that is
Like,
kind of funny. Yeah. Like
yeah,
in Elza is probably the newest one, but that was even a remake
yeah.
of an album from 1991. It's like, I mean, what are the any recent like favorites of yours from the past few years that stand out? Like I always say that whenever people talk about instant classic, the only one that I really think that people said that about that is true was Cuban Links 2 by Raekwon. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm struggling to think of what's come out
I
in the
mean,
past.
what's the time frame? Like 20, like are we talking like
Even like
like
5 years.
past decade?
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
like past decade. Like, maybe it's like there are so many classic albums, and I think it's just becomes too much for my brain to even compute.
I mean, a lot of Kendrick stuff is like I feel like are classics.
Yeah,
I feel like J.
J.
Cole
Cole.
doesn't get as much love as he should have.
Yeah, I'll throw Mac
Actually,
Miller too in that bucket.
actually, this guy's a little underrated. I feel like if you haven't checked it out, you gotta check it out. Vince Staples is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, he's
Like I
dope. He's
love
got a
Vince
new Netflix
Staples.
show or something. I think I saw
Oh,
someone.
does he?
I actually
That's
Young
dope.
Hump was posting some clips of it on his Instagram and like laughing his ass off in the Young Hump voice, and I was like, take me there.
Oh, I'll check that out.
Yeah,
But yeah, out of those guys, I feel like those are instant like front to back like albums. A lot of the newer guys kind of have like a lot of hit songs, but not great albums. And I feel
yeah.
like we got to get back we gotta get back to it. I mean, there's great albums out there, um, but it's not as I feel like a lot of people don't really care about albums as much as they did. Like
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna listen to the first few songs and I'm gonna pick out my favorites.
Right. Albums were everything back then. It's like you had to like, because the only way to hear something was to buy the whole album. And like once you were financially committed and it was in your CD player, it was like next song is gonna fucking play,
Yeah.
you know. I know I
But
just finished. Yeah.
I feel like that's just for like younger people though, because I do still see like debates on albums, like who had the best, better. Like actually, this past like few months, have you seen like the Killer Mike Travis Scott debate?
Yeah.
Like that kind of like got me. I was like, all right, like this is a clash of generations now,
Yeah.
but it's a conversation,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it got people to like actually listen to Killer Mike's album to see if it was that they might go in there with ill intent and like try to like hate on everything, but they listen to it.
Yeah. No
But
shit.
but yeah, like that was I think that type of shit is good for hip hop though.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
I know it's like kind of a negative, but at the same time, like you need noise like
Yeah,
to
you
make this
need
shit
I
go.
it's like there's so much negative shit in hip hop where like I usually have a thing where I'll go to hip hop DX at the end of the night. That's usually the last thing I look at, and I'll look at a few stories, and it's like I'm so sick of it being like DJ Academics is like fucking yelling at this buddy, and like Joe
Yeah.
Budden's getting heat for this, and I'm just like DJ Vlad is getting this guy arrested, and I'm just like holy shit, like can we just like focus on some music? Like it's I
Oh,
don't
did
know.
you speaking of Killer Mike's, did you listen to Killer Mike's album?
I actually haven't though. Didn't he win the Grammy for album of the year?
Yeah, that
I,
album's
I,
actually amazing.
every
Like
time I
yeah.
put him on, I realize how great he is. I mean, it has been top of mind. I just haven't listened to it yet because he is fucking great.
Yeah, like I actually do feel like he deserved the Grammy. A lot of I actually posted that shit too. And I'm friends with a lot of like the younger, audience and they were like, "Yo, you crazy." I'm
Was he
like,
up against
I'm not,
Travis Scott?
yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I like Travis Scott, but that that last album was kind of mid. I feel like Travis Scott in 2018 deserved Grammy like that out of that. Like people
Yeah,
are kind of like Travis deserved this Grammy because he didn't win it in 2018.
yeah. Well, he'll get another chance to
Yeah.
win it when he doesn't deserve it at some point too. It's like
Yeah, and I'm just
Denzel
like,
Washington winning the Oscar for Training Day. It's like, yeah, Training Day is great, but he should have won it for like Malcolm X. Like, you know,
yeah. Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, I know Travis deserved that Grammy, but not this time. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Killer Mike, better album in my opinion.
Because
I wouldn't even
Killer Mike won't win Grammy of the Year for his not his best album. He's his only chance because of who he is to win it when he puts up
yeah.
a masterpiece. You know, just because the
And
way not just because the way the industry works. You know,
he swept the Grammys too. He won every single thing he was nominated for, so
what's weird about that is it's like the same people voting for all those awards. I think it never blows. It always blows my mind when they don't. It's like or when it's like with like the Oscars where it's like oh like Ryan Gosling's nominated, but like you know and Barbie's nominated for Best Picture, but they don't nominate Margot Robbie and or the director. You're like, well, isn't it the same people voting? Like, why do they love this but love it over here but don't love it over there? You know? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what problem I think I'm solving. You freeze up or just bored? All right, word, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right, peace, man. All right. All right. So for those, I don't know how much of that got caught, but wordplay had a little bit of some technical difficulties in the end, which is fine. We've been going for 2 hours. This will probably get split into two episodes. And anybody watching this right now can tell how exhausted I am. It's 11:30 here, which is really late for me. Wordplay is like 4 or 5 hours earlier because he's out in Juneau, Alaska, of course. But that was an absolute pleasure talking to Wordplay, and you know, he definitely gave me some new stuff to listen to and some check out that like stuff I maybe heard of but didn't really dive too deep into. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Like Wordplay said in the beginning, he's going to be touring with Alaska Red all around Alaska, around that area, and then possibly on the West Coast. So keep your eyes peeled for that. As we talked about in the beginning, we're trying to get down to Texas to play in some shows with Concept on 420 weekend. I think it sounds like Wordplay is going to be there that Saturday in San Antonio and probably the Sunday in Austin on the 21st. I will probably try to be there for the 21st. I'm going to talk to Concept this week. And by the time this episode's aired, I'll already be promoting that show. So hopefully I'll get to meet some new people down there. Come say bye, say hi, all that good stuff. I'm exhausted. It's been a long night. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Articulate Ox podcast with my guest, Wordplay to Flyest MC. He's the man. You're all the best. Have a good night. Peace.
Fucking window open this bitch. Yeah. Okay. I just aim, score, and celebrate. Elevate, electric, but money is what I generate. Illustrate, do nothing but draw. It's like I meditate, cause I be closing both of my eyes in all these different states. Intimidate, man, all these rappers about to know why you eliminate. Some of your dudes gon' have to go. Was the class clown, but now ain't no longer a joke. I'm like Nicola, the joke about to be one of them ghosts. Man, I'm too slick. Your chick here giving me naughty looks. You boo thick, my huge dick is what your shawty took. Fight me, that's bullshit, I'll leave your body shook. You looking for a tilly, homie, we can have a Donnybrook. Fuck your scrawny hook, homie, reconsider. You gon' feel like an alcoholic when these shots hitting your liver. A winner, homie, I'll put an end to these beginners. We'll play in his prime, so you know I'm quick to deliver.
When they see my face, their skates feel like jelly. Cause when I'm on the ice, I'm all wheel snipe selly. When they hear me rhyme, their face seems so jelly. Cause when I'm on the mic, I'm all wheel snipe selly. When they see my face, their skates feel like jelly. Cause when I'm on the ice, I'm all wheel snipe selly. When they hear me rhyme, their face seems so jelly. Cause when I'm on the mic, I'm all wheel snipe selly. So finally, your girl decided to leave. And while you grieve, she's on her knees, rapidly snacking D's. Rather happily from 3 smiley steeds you've likely seen high-fiving over Riley Reid. Allegedly, but I digress, I'm here to chirp and chew bubblegum. Cause none of you pheasants seem to be too troublesome. Regrettably, you ain't a threat to me or upsetting me. But for the boys, you're getting cross-checked if you step to me. My weaponry is words, my lessons strike a nerve. Aggression to the herbs, you bet against my swerve. No one can hold the spitter, I could slap shot a glory hole. You cry cause your little sister ate your last Oreo. With these ABCs, I'm Letterman mixed with letter candy. Obviously, I'm the better man, flipping letters any day, anyway. Genius switch always on, can confirm Canada geezers are welcome on my lawn. When they see my face, their skates feel like jelly. Cause when I'm on the ice, I'm all wheel snipe selly. When they hear me rhyme, their face seems so jelly. Cause when I'm on the mic, I'm all wheel snipe selly. When they see my face, their skates feel like jelly. Cause when I'm on the ice, I'm all wheel snipe selly. When they hear me rhyme, their face seems so jelly. Cause when I'm on the mic, I'm all wheel snipe selly.
Your sure sucks, so I'ma outdo it and take your bucks. Grin and spend it, stay independent like skateboard trucks. Fuck, my new CD's for sure late. Shit, I go to court late, 34 days past my court date. Fuck hungry, I'm starved after 4 steaks, and I'm after more cake, so pass me your plate. Happy birthday, I rap a verse straight until my lungs collapse in earthquakes or under maps of Earth states. So thunder at your bird's face, I'm Zeus, fuck a truce. Ain't no one in rap I heard say, my puns are mastered wordplay. I don't trust anyone, so fuck everyone. I'm annoyed, man, I'm drunk. Any rum and puffed, every skunk. Bet he's drunk, nah, I ain't even got a buzz. Swerving in Suburban with bourbon, worse than I thought I was. Anyone ride with me, might as well jump right in a hearse. Drive to the church and dive right in the dirt.